All right, so you ever get, down on yourself or just feel like you're in a slump or overwhelmed by the 6 million statutes and codes out there, right? All the codes and regulations, violations. It's enough to make your head spin. Man, really, it's enough to make your heart sink when you really start thinking about it. Like, you ever wonder, how could I ever be this free with all these codes binding to me? That was low key a bar, but all right. Listen, here's the secret. Most of these rules don't even apply to you. The real you, once you step into the private realm, different laws apply to you. The original Constitution. You see, instead of drowning in this big ass ocean of statutes and codes, you get to sail on a much smoother ride in waters. The smooth ship that we call trust law. Now I know that shit probably sound old as hell, but it's actually old or ancient and powerful. It's the law that private citizens, use and live under. Think of a trust think of trust law as a quiet older sibling to the noisy brat of statutory law and codes. You see, the statutes, which is a list of do's and don'ts that govern the public U.S. citizen, the straw man, right? But trust laws are part of exclusive equity, part of the foundational principles that date back hella centuries, designed to actually protect your private rights and private property through honor and fairness. It's way more simpler than 6 million statutes, right? It's actually rooted in common sense and natural law. Actually the key to your freedom when you exit that public realm, that public circus. Like, imagine you've been playing a complicated board game with just hella rules, right? A game that you never agreed to play, but you were thrown into. Then somebody tap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, buddy, there's another game over here with just a few principles, clear principles. And guess what? In this one, you get to go to the top. You get to hold the high ground. There's a heaven on the board game for you, right? You see, that's the move from public statutes and codes to private trust law. You see, when you operate as a private citizen, the noise of all the 6 million statutes and codes, that shit quiet down. What matters is trust, the personal agreement under which you hold your private rights and private property. You hold them in a private trust, and suddenly all the government's micromanaging rules have just taken a back seat to your private trust. Like, it can't just railroad you. It can't just take your shit. You see, under trust law, promises matter, intent matters, manifestation matters, exclusive equity and good faith matters. Not the petty technicalities that public statutes and codes obsess over. You see, no, the Constitution itself, it, it recognizes things like, the equity in contracts and trusts as being inviolable. See, this is why the wealthy and the powerful people often operate through private trust, like Donald Trump, right, the president. They know where the real law lives, but guess what? You can do it too. You don't need to be a Rockefeller to claim protections of trust law and operate in a private capacity. You just need to know the steps to take them. You just need to know that you're a private citizen, and that you have private rights under this Constitution. That's what you need to know. You see, this isn't about evading the law. It's about choosing the right law, the law that was always meant to protect private people from government overreach. See, this is a lawful remedy to reclaim your rights from a government that's overwhelming you, drowning you in statutes and codes that was never meant for free people. That was never meant for private people. You see, when you switch to the private citizens law, which is the original Constitution, you're not breaking the rules. You're changing the game to one where the odds aren't stacked against you, but actually favor you. Why do we continue to be overwhelmed and drown in their house rules, the statutes and codes? When literally we can hop in our ship and sail on the smooth waters of the original Constitution that applies to us. Now, listen, We got a free class that's coming up. It's going to be intense. All you have to do is comment power, POWER, and I'm gonna send you a link. Can we really afford not to understand who we are and understand our rights when they tell us ignorance of the law is no excuse? I don't think so, man. I see you on the inside. Let's get it.